What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Cobra Trading. If this is your first time here, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any analysis videos, tutorials, or any of that other awesome stuff that I do today. You voted in the Telegram, so that's what I'm here to do for you guys. You wanted a Bitcoin analysis, so I'm going to give you both what the bullish outlook is and what the downside is and what's not looking so great. So let's jump right into the charts. All right, so this is the first chart that I want to direct your attention to. Just a couple things that I noticed generally throughout this entire so far it looks like a three wave up so far that is typically corrective. This whole thing looks corrective to me. Taking a look closer, we do have decreasing volume here overall throughout this entire little uptrend that we've had. If you look back here, these green bars, that's actually not part of my KMAC indicator. That's actually the open interest, gradually dying open interest during an uptrend with decreasing volume. That's typically an indicator of a weakening uptrend here. So I don't have really too much faith in this whole thing being able to follow through too much. I think this is probably going to be topping out up here. There's also a pretty decent just level of resistance up here. So this is what I'm looking at right now. I really don't think that this is going to be breaking through, 57,000 with confidence anytime soon, especially not on the first try. There's probably room for some retracement in here, at least retesting 56, like 525 or something like that. I personally would like to see lower. Overall, I do think that this is probably going to end up breaking down further, but we'll get to those higher timeframes in just a minute. We also have our KMAC indicator down here, which if I turn this off, okay, you can see we're actually crossed bearish throughout this entire uptrend here, which normally means it's not a strong uptrend. Now, there is slightly increasing volume on this last little part of it, but just overall through this entire thing here, we're just not getting very great bullish volume. So this is kind of a toss up for me. I mean, obviously, if we blow right through this and we hit some liquidations, it's possible that we continue up from there after maybe just retesting this level. As long as the bulls can get some more volume in here, then this would look pretty decent. Basically shorts laddered in the cloud, and then that's it. Once we break through that, this Chiku span is already above the price, so that's when I would be switching my bias back to being long, and start looking for longs on retests and stuff like that. But until a break of this cloud, at least on the 1 hour happens, I'm probably going to be staying short-term bearish. It looks like that might be ending today, depending on what happens during the Asia session. On the 4 hour chart, again, I'm not like super excited about this if we don't start closing above here. Which is 57,500. Daily chart here, huge ascending channel. We've been in this for a long time. If you guys watch my 90-second analysis videos, you know that I've been talking about this for weeks, along with our ascending wedge that we broke down out of. Okay, so this wedge can keep stretching on for quite some time here. Okay, now it is absolutely still possible that we could just be seeing a throw over here. Okay, this is entirely possible. Like I want you guys to know that I'm not counting out those things. Okay, so a throw over is we have violated this bottom trend line. We have a clearly defined bottom trend line, clearly defined upper trend line. We never tapped the upper one a third time. This would be considered a throw over. Okay, and something like that is absolutely possible. Okay, before the end of, obviously it wouldn't happen this quickly, but certainly, by, I guess, maybe June, July-ish, from here to here. Okay, this was a 39% increase in price from top to top. That's what the difference was, okay, in the tops. And then if we do the same thing again here, the difference was only 6%, 5.85%. From here, it was only 5%. So if that really holds true and it's even lower than that, if we do it again, you're still not even talking about hitting the top of this ascending wedge. Again, you're talking about maybe getting like, 5 right here, which would be 68K. So still not even 70. We would need a lot of momentum and a lot of liquidity coming into the market to be able to be pushing the price up into that kind of price territory. That's why every time that we get a higher high in price here, it is a higher high, but the percentage difference between the actual tops is getting smaller and smaller. Okay. We're still in this channel. Okay. In the first place, whoops, we're still in this channel. Okay. We haven't actually closed below it in terms of Ichimoku cloud. I said I was going to be officially bearish if we close below this 50 EMA. We have not lost this 50 EMA yet. So we're at a very crucial spot in terms of support right now. If this area in here is lost, if this area, oops, what the hell? If this area right here is lost as support, this little tiny area, if we start seeing closes below the bottom of this box, let's see, what would that be? 50, basically below 53.9. Okay, if we start seeing closes below here, we start seeing like 54K closes, below 54K. It's probably not going to be too good. I mean, my very first next target would be down here at 50. And then after that, that's when I would be expecting an end to end of the cloud to touch the 200 EMA down at like 40. This is the first time that we've hit the bottom of this channel since back here when it was first formed. And we had a really nice move off of the bottom of this channel. We are just not seeing that here. Which is kind of a concern to me. Like we've got a huge wick down. There was a lot of supply here. And now we're just kind of sitting, resting on this 50 EMA and tapping the Kijinsen. This daily candle is going to close in the next 3 hours or so. And it's a bullish hammer right now. It didn't start out that way. It is actually ending on a bullish note. Depending on how much volume is coming in during the Asia session, I'm going to be taking a look at it very closely and just kind of monitoring it. If we do start getting bearish volume coming in during the Asia session tonight, which starts in, a couple hours, a little over 3 hours or whatever, then I'm probably going to be closing out my shorts, just, cutting them, taking a loss, and probably entering into a long off of that daily close. That wouldn't be a bad idea. The last time we had a tap of the Kijinsen for a bullish hammer was back here from close to close, I'm saying here. That was 32% spot. I'm not saying we would do 32% again. It would probably be half of that. So we'll assume, let's say 15%. That would still be a new all-time high for not very much, but it would be a new all-time high, right at about 65,437. That's absolutely possible. That's something I'm going to be watching very closely on the daily chart. As long as this can be a strong close and we get like good volume and some momentum the rest of this week for the next couple days until the end of the week here, it's Tuesday. If the weekly low is in, we could be off for a very good start to at least retest the bottom trend line of the wedge. That's what I would want to see first. That would probably be my first target for any kind of swing long, would be certainly a retest of the bottom of this wedge. And then from there, seeing, what the deal is. That would also be meaning that we're closing back above our Tenkan-sen line on the daily chart, which would be really bullish. So it really just depends how this daily candle closes. This is a really important daily candle considering yesterday's was just a spinning top. Not really good to see that when you're resting on such a major support level. So today was a really important day and it looks like it might end up closing bullish. So I might end up flipping my short-term bias and say, the downtrend might be over. So another way that we can look at this is with Fibonacci levels. Okay. I like using the extension. If we wanted to predict some upside to this was our low. This was our last high. It's our most recent low. So off of this move, okay, so 618 is a lower high, and that's 57,359. So that's pretty much my invalidation level for my shorts. Okay. Anything above that, I'm probably bullish. But what about downtrend? Like if this is going to continue, what am I looking at for targets here if I'm short? So first target, 382, always a solid target. So 52,275 basically. I would probably want to front run it just a little bit. There's no Ichimoku levels down here. Okay. Second target, probably 618 down here at, 50K, 49K. Until we start losing really major levels. Like if we started losing 50K, that would probably be like full on bearish. Like if down here we started tapping, the 886 level, that would either be the entire correction for this entire move here, or it would be an entire market reversal. Like that would be really not good if we saw something like that. Down there would be, that would be the 618. So that would be a market bottom here. If we really did continue down and we just got a 1-to-1 off of this, 42,000 golden pocket. Yeah, right in here. So that would be our major demand zone. And that's exactly where, my demand is. I want to be buying this in here. We haven't touched this very much. I want to be buying in here. So we've got our major resistance up here at 61.5, major supply zone. And in terms of support and resistance levels, I mean, this is pretty much as easy as it gets here. We've got a resistance zone, we've got a support zone, and I just showed you with fibs, what that looks like. Okay. So from our top to our bottom, the most that I would see this go, and I did this with a fib extension. So my invalidation level is here. And if this was going to go and actually hit a golden pocket off of the retracement, then that would also be the bottom of our trend line for the wedge, for the ascending, the ascending wedge. Okay. So that would be the target for the long. If you're long right now, that's your target, is the bottom of this wedge right here. 1 hour chart, volume decreasing. And we're rejecting off these bottom levels right now. So that's actually pretty much what I was hoping was going to happen. These levels, I don't know if I went over this. I know I did in one of my 90-second analysis videos. These levels go back from the beginning of last month, basically. These levels are a month old. Normally when we fall below this and we reject, normally, the last time we did this right here, we got another leg down. This time we stopped short. Okay, so we had our first leg down here, came up, rejected, had a big leg down. This time we had a big leg down, came up, rejected from that same level, but we did not have a deeper leg down yet. In terms of liquidity, this is where we stand. Okay, I want to go through and do this real quickly before the end of the video. Right now, this is Binance. We're running out of shorts to sweep up here. Okay, mostly because there's not very many people that are super short right now. It's mostly the price is getting suppressed because people are taking profits. People are cashing in bags. Okay. And normally when price moves higher, it's because you've got a whole bunch of liquidation levels for over leveraged positions that are helping the price continue in that direction towards the liquidity for the liquidations. And we're running out of that liquidity up here. So if we zoom in on this chart, keep in mind, this is a very low time frame. We're really running out up here. We've got up to about 58K. And then after that, there's a pretty huge gap for like $1,000. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I think this is going to end up being a failed rally. And then, we end up just rejecting and coming down further. If you're not familiar with the indicators that I used throughout this video and you're really confused, I lost you. I literally have tutorials on every single one of these things. Support and resistance, trend lines, patterns, Ichimoku cloud, risk management, laddering entries, all of that stuff. It's all there. All you have to do is go into my playlist and make sure that you start checking out those videos, especially if you're a beginner trader. These things translate for, not just a bull market. With all that said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Again, make sure that you check out all the links in the description below. There's some really good stuff down there, like the High Block Capital website that I showed you for the liquidation levels. Make sure that you check that out. You can sign up with my link down in the description below. And I think with that said, that's pretty much it, guys. I will go ahead and see you all next week. And until next time, happy trading.